in the walls, play with.
Chapter 2. An Angel No More. I woke up to Kyle shaking me. He told me I needed to get ready for school. I responded by saying that if he ever needed to wake me up, to use a horn. In response, he gave me a sympathetic look. It's what Emion used to wake me up, though I guess I should try to get over that. Hey, it's okay, but can you tell me what the Clave is up to? I asked. To stop them, I gotta know what they're doing, obviously. Why do you care? We're left and that's all that matters, he said. I want to stop them, I explained short and simply. After we finally got away? I just can't live knowing that we let them do something bad. Fine, but after you get back from school. Deal. I got dressed and grabbed my bag. I looked at my hoodie. I won't be needing it. I only use it to hide my wings after all. The principal was a man with black hair and brown eyes. He wore a suit with a purple tie. So you would like to enroll? He asked. Yes, sir, I answered. He handed me a form. I had to answer questions like where I have lived, if I live alone, why I wanted to enroll. After filling out the form, he read it over. Then he turned on the speakers that spread across the school. Ace to the office, please. Oh, come on, can't I get a break? Ace walked into the door, and I immediately gave him the death stare. He mirrored the stare. What did you need? Ace asked. I need you to show Star around the school. What? Is that a problem? No. He shooed us out the door. Ace crossed his arms and looked away from me. I rolled my eyes and started walking away. I saw a room labeled Flight Gym. Flight Gym. Weird. I haven't heard of a class like that before. Though I haven't been to a proper school since I was 7, and even that I wouldn't call a proper school. Why do you have that stupid look on your face? Ace asked. What's Flight Gym? I asked. You're joking, right? I shook my head and he opened the doors and entered. I followed. The room was surprisingly big. The floor was covered in blue padding. The whole room was an obstacle course. You started with going through 4 red rings. Then you had to fly against wind currents. After that, you had to dodge these giant balls that came flying at you. Lastly, you had to land on the target perfectly. This is really cool. So you really don't know what it is? Nope, but it looks fun. You're the first to say that. Others are scared. Why? Not many can do the course perfectly before they graduate. Oh, can I give it a go? What? If people who have been trying to do this since middle school can't do it, what makes you think you can? I'm pretty confident in my flying skills. Well, if you're so confident, then let's have a race. Now we're talking. We went to the starting point and Ace put his goggles on. Then he started us. We both just blasted through the rings. The wind current was obviously a little tricky for Ace. He was extremely wobbly. Though, to my surprise, he was smiling. The first time I've seen him smile since we met. Honestly, maybe he wasn't so bad. I laughed and flew faster. He also picked up speed. Dodging the balls was easy for both of us. Next was the land. I flew right above the pad, then stopped my wings, and landed on the pad. Ace flew down to the pad. That was a weird way to land, he said, still smiling a bit. Just instinct, I replied, while his smile was slowly fading. Well, I have to go to lunch. You go wait in front of the school for Max. She'll take you to her store after school. So I just wait there for 3 hours? Him walking away answered my question. I walked to the front of the school and walked outside. 3 hours to go. What to do? I opened my bag and took out my sketch pad. I looked at my drawings, the ones that I didn't want to hang up. There was one of me with my hoodie on, another of Kyle in his car. There was a lot more, but I stopped at one drawing and stared. It was of Lazaro. He created most of the tech for the Clave. No, to me he was a fatherly figure. Closer to me than Kyle, maybe even closer to me than Dust. He raised me when I was taken from my home. He's funny and nice, but being amazingly smart all at the same time. I haven't seen him since I was 12. Emion made sure of that. Asshole. I opened to a blank page and started sketching. The last bell rang and all the students walked outside. I was putting the final touches on my drawing. "Hey!" Max waved, running towards me. "What's up?" I didn't look up from my sketchbook. "What are you drawing?" I lifted the book and gave it to her. She giggled a bit. I didn't know why a drawing of Ace was funny. The next to walk over was Ashley. Max showed her the picture. She giggled too. I didn't get it. Last to walk over was Glory and Ace. When they saw the picture, Glory laughed, and Ace had a weird look on his face. I couldn't figure out if he disliked it or not. "Why did you all laugh?" I asked. "What fantasy did you have where Ace was smiling like this?" Glory asked. I didn't fantasize. 1, all of my drawings are real, and 2, he was smiling while we were racing. "Racing?" they all questioned. I nodded in confusion. I just don't get it. They just laughed and walked away, motioning me to follow. Ace gave me a look like I did something wrong. What did I do? We walked to the pet shop Max owns. It was a pale yellow on the outside. Through the window I can see many puppies. We walked into the store. It was a light purple. "So what do I have to do?" I asked. "Well, I just need you to fly to the buyers' homes," Max replied. "Oh, alright. I guess I'm ready." Cool. This is Mark." She held up a black puppy with green eyes. "He's so cute. Where do I have to go?" "The next town over, here's the address." She handed me a paper. "Thanks, I'll be on my way." "Wait, take this phone so I can contact you." I nodded and she handed me the dog and the phone. The phone was a black flip phone. The dog was really soft and light and so adorable. I walked outside and flew off. It was about a 15-minute flight at fast speed. Not too bad. The dog looked a little cold in the wind, so I hugged him closer to me. If Kyle saw me like this, he would be laughing his ass off. I was only flying for a few minutes when I came to an immediate stop when another angel flew in front of me. I saw his hand, which had the mark on it. Oh shit, he's working for Emion. With that deadly look in his eyes, this won't be good. Looks like Emion isn't very happy with me. He would go to any length to get me back. At least until he finds another miracle. "You best come with me," the angel said. "Yeah, right," I replied sarcastically. The angel pulled out a knife and charged at me. I dodged it, but I didn't have a weapon on me. I also had to make sure the dog didn't get hurt. The angel came at me again. I tried to grab the knife, but I was startled by the phone that started ringing. Shit, I have to answer Mask or she'll be worried, I thought. I answered the phone as the angel got ready to charge. "Hey Max, what's up?" I said. "Hi, sorry if I'm bothering you. I thought you might be lonely flying all by yourself." Max explained. "No, it's no bother." The angel flew at me again. This time I couldn't dodge in time, and I got a deep cut on my arm. I let out a quiet ow. "Hey, what was that noise?" What noise?" Guess it was just me. The angel flew at me again. I used the back of my hand that was holding the phone to punch him. The angel stumbled backwards. "So any other reasons you called me?" "No, do you want me to leave?" Max sounded sad while asking that. "You don't have to, I was just asking." "Oh, good. So how far are you from the town?" "Not sure." The angel got himself together. He went for another charge, but suddenly paused. He pushed the earbud in his ear. He must have gotten a call from his runner. Lucky me. He flew away. I watched till I was sure he was gone. "Hey, I'm almost there, so..." "Oh, alright, I'll see you back at the store." When I got to the town, I walked to the house. A little boy answered the door. He was more than happy to see the little dog in my arms. He called his mom. She paid me, and I handed the boy the dog. The boy's and the dog's eyes were both beaming. Maybe this job won't be so bad. Max was waiting for me when I got back to the store. She was behind the counter cleaning a dog. "I'm back. Is that a blue dog?" Yeah, and it's natural. Sadly, no one wants to adopt him because of that. Never mind the purple eyes. Really? I think he's adorable. He's a dog version of you. Why? Because we both have weird features? No, because you're both a mystery yet to be solved. Alright. Max is weird. What is that even supposed to mean? Anyway, how was the trip? I looked at my arm and then back at Max. I'm glad she didn't notice it. It could have gone better. Sorry to hear. Well, I'm gonna head home. When I got home, Alex was fast... Oh, fuck. No, I'm just gonna keep going. When I got home, Kyle was fast asleep on the couch. Sucks that he has to work so much. Maybe I shouldn't go to school. Then Kyle wouldn't be so tired. I start classes tomorrow, so I guess I gotta decide today. I walked to my room and laid down. I should let Kyle sleep. But he has yet to tell me what the Clave is up to. I waited an hour before walking back to Kyle. He was still sleeping on the couch. Hey, Kyle, I said loudly, but not screaming. Yeah? He replied, half asleep. Sorry to wake you, but I was wondering if you could tell me what the Clave is up to. Oh yeah, he sat up and motioned me to sit down. The Clave is trying to destroy Aloria and create a whole new world, a world where only the marked can live. He believes only marked people are good enough to live on this land. He says that we're more advanced than normal people. What? That's insane. But how would he even accomplish that? Destroy everything? The royalty would be on him in no time. There's no way he's that powerful. They're trying to summon 5 demons. Then have them destroy the land. Demons that are even the strongest royalty would have trouble defeating. All of them at once? No one could beat them. Do you know anything else? Sadly, no. I sat there in silence thinking. Maybe I can use the magic I used to escape to go back. Then I could look for more information. What Kyle knows is helpful, but not enough. I need dates, times, plans, to start working on stopping them. You have that weird look. What are you thinking? Kyle asked. Nothing really. You should get more sleep, I replied. Kyle didn't bother to reply. He just laid back down. I went into the other room and started to charge up the spell. I grabbed my bag as well. If I told Kyle, there was no way he would let me go back. I cast the spell and jumped through the portal. I got the same feeling I got the first time. The pinch that let me open the portal exactly where I needed it to. I was in my old room. It was ransacked. They must have been looking for a hint. I walked into the hallway. There was 2 people at the end of it. Guess I can't go that way. I went the other way, after avoiding a few people. I came across a room. It was labeled important information. Well, I guess it couldn't get any more obvious. I guess Emion has no reason to think that anyone would infiltrate them. After all, they run in secret. No one knows they exist. Except for the people in the Clave, and they would never bother to betray Emion. I entered the room, which was surprisingly unlocked. The room was filled to the brim with file cabinets, each of them labeled. The ones that popped out the most was 2, Overall and Star. I opened the cabinet labeled Star first. There were 3 big files, Jobs, Behavior, and Sister. Sister! That might give me a hint of where she is. I put the file in my bag. Next I opened Overall. It had 5 files, each one named after a different demon. There was Cerberus, Medusa, the Sirens, Griffion, and the Nothing. The Nothing? Are they insane? They want the Nothing to do their bidding. The god who marked them. I grabbed all the files and put them in my bag. I again charged the spell and left. When I got back to Kyle, I was sitting on my bed staring at me. When I got back, Kyle was sitting on my bed and staring at me. Shit, I forgot anyone marked can feel a power being used by another marked. Another weird power. Annoying as well. Damn, how could I forget something like that? Hi, Kyle, I said nervously. Don't hi, Kyle me. Where were you? He asked. I totally wasn't at the Clave base. I wasn't going to get away with lying, but I wasn't going to say it straight to him either. Star, are you insane? It's way too dangerous. What if they saw you? I said I wasn't there. He gave me a glare. I hated the glare. It makes me feel guilty. I pulled out the 5 demon files. I decided I'll keep the sister one to myself. Kyle wouldn't want me looking for her. He's always worried about me. Doesn't want me to find her and then find out they... Bad thought. Don't think like that. I handed the files to Kyle. Whoa, no way. I mean, it doesn't change the fact that I'm mad at you. Though now we might have the upper hand, Kyle said. I'll look over these. You get some rest. I nodded as Kyle got off the bed. I laid down and went to sleep. I woke up to a horn. I guess Kyle took my advice. I quickly got ready for school. I made sure to pack the sister file. Maybe I'll get a chance to look over it. I sighed as I left the house. I've never been to school. This will probably be awkward. When I got to school, I met up with Glory and Ace. Hey guys, what's new? I greeted. Nothing much, you? Glory replied. Not really, though I bet I'm going to get lost today. She laughed at that. For the first day of school, it wasn't too bad. I did lose my way trying to get to the computer lab. It was in the basement. Like, what the hell? Not only that, the gym teacher wanted to see me after school today. Did I really already get in trouble? Thank you for coming. Sorry for the short notice, the gym teacher said. It's no problem, I said. Glory and all her friends came with me for some reason. I told them they didn't need to. They insisted on coming along. I have a feeling Ace only came along to see why I'm in trouble. So what did you need me for? We have a racing team here, but I don't have enough flyers. I wanted to see if you would try out. I don't know. I have a job to do after school. Oh, Star, don't worry about that. You don't have to help me, Max said. No, I do. Plus, you're not the only reason I need to work, I replied. Max gave me a confused look. I didn't tell them that Kyle was working way more than I am. Oh, that's okay. Just try out, please, the coach asked. Why not? I gave in. He looked desperate. I guess he didn't have a very good team. Okay, for the tryout, you will be flying as fast as you can around the court. There are some rings set up, but that's all that's set up right now. Seems simple enough. One more thing. Can Ace race you? Me and Ace had a confused look. I guess he didn't know about this either. Why Ace? He has wings and he's here. Sure, I guess. Ace seemed surprised I said yes. Ace reluctantly stood next to me. We took off and the coach blew his whistle. Ace seemed distracted. He kept on looking behind him. I wonder why. Maybe he doesn't want Glory and the others to see him race? He's so good at it, though, so why wouldn't he want them to see? Maybe it's some other reason. When we passed the first 2 rings, I thought of a way to make Ace go faster. Hey, Ace, can't you do better than that? I teased, trying to be convincing. He gave me a dirty look. You're not flying that fast yourself, he said, irritated. I sped up, and Ace followed up behind. After the fourth ring, he completely forgot about Glory and the others. Not only that, he was smiling again. He loves flying. He's good at it. Why would he hide it? Maybe I can pry later. When the last few rings came up, my competitive instincts kicked in. I sped up again. I passed him. Ace's smile faded and sped up as well. Looks like he was dead set on winning this race. Not if I have anything to say about it. The last ring was approaching fast, but I got a shiver down my back. There was a feeling the mark gets when another mark is using a power. It only happens when they're close enough, which is bad in this case. One of Emion's men is around. My mind wandered, so my speed went down a lot. Ace won, and I'm in some deep trouble. Nice job, Star. But Ace, that was amazing, the coach said. I wasn't paying attention. Who could it be? Have they figured out where I am? How? I gotta check. I can't lead whoever it is to the school. Max, I'll meet you in the store in a few, I said, and then ran off. I followed the feeling. It got worse the more I moved to the edge of the town. I reached the forest at the edge of the town. It's where the feeling is the strongest. I looked into the forest and saw 2 figures. One of them was glowing a bit. Must be the one that is using magic. I got as close as I could without being seen. I could see them more clearly now. I didn't recognize them, but no doubt they were Emilyon's men. They were wearing the all-black uniforms and the symbol of the clave, which was just the mark. That means they're loyals. Only loyals are allowed to wear the symbol. This isn't working. I'm not getting any magic sign of Star being here, the one using magic said. He was obviously frustrated. Well, I guess we'll check the next town over then. The other one responded with that they left using runner magic. Weird. They must not be able to track the new spell I learned. Why? I questioned out loud in a whisper. It isn't a normal spell. I knew that from the start. I walked over to Max's store. Everyone was waiting for me. They looked kind of annoyed when I walked over. Ace was the most pissed off. What did I do? Star, where did you go in such a hurry? Glory asked. I tried to explain. Also, you could have let Coach finish before you ran off, Ace said. What were you too worried to tell your friends where the hell you're going? Max said with a tone. Wasn't a mad one, more of a worried one. Let me explain, would you? I screamed. They all fell silent. I'm sorry, it was an emergency. If it was anything else, I would have told you. I just needed to, go help my friend out. He's been overworking himself lately, I lied. Oh, well, you could have started with that, Ace said. We all looked at him. Now he's just being ridiculous. Anyway, Max, is there any deliveries to make today? I asked. Yeah, if you're feeling up to it, Max replied. Well, where do I need to go? The same town as yesterday, but a different house, obviously. Alright, I'll leave now. She handed me a white kitten. It was adorable and small. I held it carefully in my hand as I flew to the town. I got there without interruption, and the little girl was very happy with the kitten. She was also surprisingly careful with it, her small hands petting the kitten's snow-white fur. I was flying back when the men looking for me earlier ambushed me. One of them put me in an arm lock, the other one held a gun to my head. You're not getting away. Not now, not ever, the one holding the gun said. He knocked me out before I could respond. I woke up to something weird. It was hard to explain, but something was missing. It was dark, so I couldn't see what it was. Plus, it was more of a feeling than a sight. At least, I think. It was really I felt really groggy, and I couldn't think straight. It's like that feeling you have when you know you forgot something, yet you don't know what you forgot. Not only that, I felt strange. Did they drug me? Why? It wasn't until I tried to move that I realized I was tied down. I could feel cold steel holding me up straight. What I could only guess was the door opened. The light burned my eyes. The lights flickered on, and a man walked into the room. It was Dante, Emilyon's second in command. He had a grin on his face that made me cringe. Welcome back, Dante said, straight to the point. Where am I? I asked. Oh, come now. You're in the gathering room. The gathering room is where they interrogate people. Well, that's what they call it. I would call it torture. What did you do? Oh, nothing much. Though looks like you don't remember our last conversation. What are you talking about? You would not answer any of my questions. So I only made you pay a price. You were in so much pain we had to drug you. Looks like it fucked you up even more, if that's even possible. Bastard, what did you do? I tried to lunge at him, but the ropes held me back. Let's just say you won't be flying anytime soon. With that, I knew exactly what he did. I looked down as far as possible, which wasn't far since my neck was tied back. I could see bloody bandages around my upper chest. The bastard did something that surpassed the worst legal punishment you could get. It passed the worst illegal punishment ever done. He cut off my wings. The pain he was talking about returned. It was horrible. It was like getting a stab to the back, then taking the knife slowly out of the wound. then letting the blood seep out for a bit before putting salt in the wound. Then after that, putting ice on the wound with the salt still in it. I screamed so loudly, and I felt suddenly so exhausted. Now we have to have another little conversation. Maybe you will answer me this time, Dante said. He taunted me. I have to find a way out. My vision was starting to blur. He asked me questions like, what did I find out? What did I find out? But I wasn't planning on answering. Dante pulled out a gun, and I knew my time for figuring out a way out was up. Out of pure instinct, I cast the spell I used to get out of the cave before. Dante frantically fired his gun. The bullet hit my ankle. Once again, I was in the greenish blue and black empty space. I got up and immediately paid for it. The ankle Dante shot caused me to lose balance and fall. That and everything else that is making my head spin. I slowly got up and limped around, head still spinning, until I got that pinch. I barely felt it over the rest of my pain. Still have no idea how that works. But why question it, especially now? What is even wrong with me? Why would I think about that at a time like this? I left the weird rift and entered my bedroom. I grabbed my bag and sat on the bed. I took some bandages out of it and wrapped my ankle. I was exhausted. Must be because of the conversation I had with Dante. So I changed and laid down in my bed and slowly dozed off. I had a nightmare that night, or a memory. I imagined Dante asking questions and me not answering. I imagined him yelling, but then giving up and threatening me. Then comes the first form of torture. He always starts with electricity. He would soak you in water, head to toe. Then he would shock you. It felt like something fried your insides. You have the uncontrollable urge to throw up. And punch something really hard. Instead of throwing up, you would cough up blood. The copper taste stained your mouth. After that, he would ask you same questions to see if you would answer. After that is when they took my wings. Normally they don't jump that far so fast, but he must have been desperate to get answers out of me. They take this really high-tech surgical tool to cut off any body part without killing the person. All it does is stop the blood from spilling out. Sometimes I feel like they only do that to keep the floor clean. It also cuts the nerves and bones so the wings won't and can't grow back. Downside is that it hurts so fucking bad. So bad they have to drug you. The drug, depending on the dose, can fuck you up. It will screw with your head, almost as if it turned your brain to mush. When that happens, you might as well be dead. You either become insane and get yourself killed, or become suicidal. It hurt as if someone took a random body part and ripped it off with their bare hands. The muscles just slowly ripping off, the nerves following, bones cracking and snapping as they kept pulling. The worst part is they made it impossible to grow back. It's like having a part of you ripped out without any mercy. I was woken up by Kyle, shaking me. He looked worried. I swear I could still taste the copper in thick blood. Hey, are you okay? You wouldn't stop moving around. Never mind the fact that you're sweating bullets. Where are your wings? What the fuck happened, Star? Yeah, it was a nightmare, I explained. Not just the actual dream, but the conversation I had. I don't know what's worse, that I can remember what happened, or that it happened to me. Seeing the memory was awful. Reliving something like that? I just hope I can keep it together, especially after that drug. I also told him about the conversation. It took a lot of convincing. He wouldn't believe me when I said it was okay. Although it felt like I was also trying to convince myself. Okay, just remember you have school in 2 hours. School? I completely forgot. How am I supposed to explain the no wings? Yeah, did you forget already? Maybe. Kyle? I want to start fighting against the Clave. Now more than ever, those bastards need to be stopped. That's kind of out of nowhere, but okay, just don't mess around with Griffion yet. Or nothing, obviously. Be careful. We don't want another conversation. I think the only reason he agreed is because he wanted revenge. I just want to stop them, so nothing like this happens again, to anyone. Okay, I promise. Kyle left the house, and I got ready for school. I put my hoodie on. I might as well pretend I'm hiding my wings. I mean, I can't tell them I got them chopped off. I cringed at that thought. Never mind the fact I would pretend that never happened. I got to school just to have Lori and her friends flood me with questions. Guys, stop. It's just annoying to walk around crowded hallways with wings, I explained. Most of them believed it, but Ace looked like he didn't trust me. No surprise there. I wish he could just trust me. School is normal today, but all I want is to start working against the Clave. That made the day crawl along. It didn't help that I didn't get any sleep. I kept on dozing off just to see images of that. When school was finally over, I was running home when... I have work! I screamed. A couple of people stared at me as I started to run in the other direction. Max was waiting for me in the store. She told me the town I needed to go to and carefully handed me a black and white hamster. I grabbed him and ran out the door. I still want to get started on working to stop the Clave. Then I stopped. How the hell am I supposed to fly? Of course, I'll just use the weird portal spell. I might be getting too used to using it. I went to the edge of the town into the forest. I cast the spell and entered the rift. The hamster started shaking in my hand. I guess he didn't like it in here. Might as well make this fast then. I delivered the hamster and went back home. I ran home and packed my bag. I pulled out the file labeled Cerberus. It was only now that I wondered why Kyle didn't want me to do anything about Griffion. Whatever. I made a promise, and I plan to keep it. Especially after the other day. The file didn't tell me when it was happening, but they are going to try and tame Cerberus at the gate. For the second time today, I ran to the edge of the town, though I tried to fly. When I landed back on my feet, I realized something. Something that never crossed my mind before. Something I could imagine unless it was true. Something terrifying. Am I even an angel anymore?